members of the Chester S. Keefer, MD Society, and honored guests. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this very special occasion. I am Dr. Donald Kaplan, BUSM class of 1973 and chair of the Boston University School of Medicine Dean's Advisory Board. Thank you all for your continued support of the School of Medicine and for being here tonight to celebrate with us. The Keefer Society honors our most generous and loyal supporters. Our program tonight allows us to both recognize existing members and induct the newest class into the society. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Karen Antman, Provost of the Boston University Medical Campus and Dean of the Boston University School of Medicine.
Thank you, Dr. Kaplan. Welcome to the School of Medicine's Chester Keefer Society event. We're delighted to see all of you tonight, even if it's virtual. Since last March, COVID has changed life as we knew it. Our community has overcome challenges, adapted creatively, and supported one another. We are emerging perhaps stronger in some ways. Telemedicine appears to be here to stay. More people now attend Zoom meetings than they did in person. And working at home is not only possible, but for many, more efficient. We did manage to teach our students in person. We clustered students into groups so they would be safe in anatomy classes and doctoring classes, small groups. We managed to keep students who returned to the clinics in July safe as well. Our faculty and students continued to provide exceptional care for our diverse patient population, and we implemented the recommendations of an anti-racism task force, which had been working for about a year. They submitted their incredibly timely report in June of 2020. Our faculty continue to do critical research and published more than 1,000 COVID-related papers to date. And most recently, we expanded our affiliation with St. Elizabeth's Medical Center to increase the number of clinical rotations for our MD and PA students. We're planning to start our semester in the summer in person at full capacity, back to normal. We're very thankful for our community's resilience, flexibility, and dedication. And we thank all of you for your generosity and support during this very challenging year. We have a wonderful evening planned to highlight examples of your support and to welcome new members of the Keefer Society, and we hope that you'll enjoy it. Donor support enhances the quality of nearly every aspect of life at Boston University School of Medicine. Scholarships allow us to attract the best and brightest students and to ensure that they graduate with manageable debt. Gifts support our faculty and students' vital biomedical research. Gifts allow us to provide technology and inspirational space for teaching and research. A great example is the Gross Anatomy Lab's new technology and renovation, possible because of Albert and Debbie Rosenthaler's gift of $800,000. This generous gift provided ultrasound equipment for co-teaching radiology and anatomy, a new virtual anatomy teaching aid, better lighting, and perhaps most important, new HVAC. The alumni in the audience certainly remember spending hours breathing irritated formaldehyde in the lab. I'm pleased to welcome Dr. Jennifer Lubke, Waterhouse Professor and Chair of Anatomy and Neurobiology.
Hello, my name is Jenny Lipke, and I am the Waterhouse Professor and Chair of the Department of Anatomy and Neurobiology at BU School of Medicine. I'm speaking to you today from the Gross Anatomy Laboratory on the 10th floor of the instructional building. As many of you know, our institution's roots stretch back to 1873, when the New England Female Medical College and Boston University merged to form the BU School of Medicine, the first coeducational medical school in the nation. At that time, there was a faculty of 11 people in 8 disciplines, including anatomy. Over the past 150 years, the training in the anatomy of the human body has been absolutely foundational for medical students. A major part of this has been the experience of cadaveric dissection in the gross anatomy lab. Each year, students and faculty spend a cumulative thousands of hours in the gross anatomy lab. Over the years, generous gifts from a number of you have supported the upgrading of the facility to serve the needs of our students very well, and for this we are extremely grateful. In recent years, two changes have impacted the gross anatomy lab and our ability to continue to provide world-class instruction in state-of-the-art anatomy. First, the infrastructure of the laboratory has aged, making the facility less well-equipped to allow many students to comfortably work and study in the lab. And second, there have been major technological advances in the available tools for the instruction of human gross anatomy. Addressing the need for infrastructure improvement and technology upgrades is vital and has recently been made possible by an extremely generous gift from Albert and Debbie Rosenthaler. Thanks to this gift, the Gross Anatomy Lab is undergoing major renovations this spring and summer. HVAC improvements, which will provide fresher air in the lab, are already underway. And the installation of a new ceiling with optimal lighting and hands-free surgical quality sinks will make working in the lab much more efficient and comfortable. On the technology side, the gift has enabled the purchase of state-of-the-art equipment, such as the clinical ultrasound machines. These provide students training in ultrasound visualization of structures in their own bodies and in the bodies of the donors prior to and during dissection. It has also allowed the purchase of the cutting-edge anatomage table that uses an ecosystem of 3D anatomy hardware and software to enable users to visualize anatomy at the highest level of accuracy. Medical students and graduate students in lab this year already benefited from this technology and will do so for many years to come. So I'd like to end by thanking all of you very much for your support of Boston University School of Medicine. And specifically, I thank the Rosenthalers for ensuring that Boston University School of Medicine remains at the forefront of medical anatomy instruction for decades to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Lubke. Our BUSM Amyloidosis Center has been a leader in research since its inception in 1960. Support for this outstanding program has allowed it to develop new research strategies and leverage additional NIH funding. Tonight, we welcome 4 new Keefer Society members who provide significant support for the Amyloidosis Center. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Vaishali Sanchurawala, the center director, to tell her story of how donor support continues to transform our center.
Good evening. I am Dr. Vaishali Sanchurawala, Director of the Amyloidosis Center. Amyloidosis is a generic term that describes a group of protein misfolding diseases. This essentially means that amyloid deposits build up in tissues and organs in the body, affecting their architecture and how they function. Each year, the center receives support from many like you. For some, it's a gift of gratitude. For some, it's a gift in celebration and honor of a loved one courageously fighting this disease. Each and everyone who inspires, advocates, and gives hope to the amyloidosis community is an amyloidosis warrior. We honor you for all the challenges you face year-round. We reflect on all the progress made. Most importantly, we acknowledge the impact we can make together. Your gift will help build another year of innovation, excellence, education, and collaboration for the center. Thank you for the opportunity to power us into this new decade and beyond. The Amyloidosis Center was established 50 years ago as a treatment and research program. Widely used treatments for these diseases that are now common were first tested in clinical trials at the Amyloidosis Center. These novel treatments are helping patients battle this disease. Our clinicians and scientists continue research toward developing better treatments and possibly a cure. You are important. Your gift is important. We are continuously amazed by the passion of our donors like you. We thank you for your support, friendship, and commitment to an extraordinary partnership. Your gift makes a difference in the lives of so many. I sincerely and personally appreciate your part in this mission and inspiring our work. A special kudos to the new members of the Keefer Society, Betsy Horan, Betty and Clint Josie, Alyssa Shushan, and Sue and Larry Young. With immense gratitude and profound humility, we thank you for your support.
Thank you, Vaishali. Ultimately, our students are the reason we're all here this evening. Boston University School of Medicine wants to provide access to an outstanding medical education, particularly for students whose families can't afford to send them to graduate school. Our goal is a diverse generation of physicians and scientists, representative of the populations they serve. Thanks to your support, the amount of financial aid our students receive has steadily increased. Now let's hear from some students who share what your scholarship support means to them.
My name is Frances Rodriguez, and I'm a first-year medical student at BUSM. So first, I wanted to start by really thanking you all for giving me this amazing scholarship that has really meant a lot to me, to be able to focus in my education and doing other extracurriculars that I wouldn't have been able to otherwise. Without the scholarship, it has really been a great financial help. So to give you a little bit about my background, so I am a Cuban immigrant, moved to the United States about 6 years ago with my family. And ever since I got here, I've just been working really hard at school to try to get accepted into medical school and hopefully one day become a doctor, while also helping my parents figure out the whole immigration process. So it really has, when I got accepted into BUSM, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, very exciting, but a little bit nerve-wracking because it's like, oh, how am I going to afford this now? So really this scholarship allowed me to be where I am right now. It allowed me to come to BUSM and not have to have the financial stresses associated with how am I going to really get out of this unpayable debt, or what feels like an unpayable debt. So I really wanted to thank you all. It has been a huge financial relief, not just for me, but also for my family. So I just wanted to thank you all.
Hi, BUSM Alumni Association. I just wanted to say thank you so very much for all of your support over this past year, as well as all of my years at BU. If it weren't for your financial support and generosity, I would not be here today. And it is because of you all, in part, that I'm graduating in just a few months. I cannot wait to continue my journey in medicine, and I just wanted to say thank you for all of your support.
My scholarship was donated to me by the Bagan family, so I want to express my gratitude towards the Bagan family and to all the donors who support us students. You know, med school can be stressful, living in a pandemic is stressful, and having the scholarship takes away some of that financial stress on us, lets us focus on our schoolwork, focus on our activities, and what we feel is important to us.
I just wanted to take this time to say thank you so much to all of our donors, but in particular, Dr. Brown, thank you so much for your continued support and generosity. Third year is definitely a lot more fun than first and second year. So I'm just very grateful and reflective of my medical education and the opportunity I have to be here today. In particular right now being working in the actual clinics and hospitals during the pandemic has been super eye-opening and also makes me very humble to be in the profession that we are in right now. So thank you so much for all of your support, and I can't wait to continue on my medical journey. Thank you.
I really want to thank Drs. Golub, Esposito, and Ms. Ellis' family for contributing to my BUSM scholarship. I really am grateful for this opportunity to pursue my career in medicine, and that I don't have to worry about a lot of financial strain that comes with medical education. Coming from a family of 7, I really want to be able to go back to the communities that I grew up in and being able to treat patients who came from the conditions that I went through. And by providing a lens of that and being able to relate to the patients, I really want to be able to touch them and provide them really quality care. And so I really just want to say thanks to everyone for making this all possible.
Sending thanks to the Rothbaum family. I'm very thankful for their support of me and my medical career. And I know these times have been crazy with COVID, but being here at Boston University Medical School is still one of the best experiences I've experienced so far. And I've just loved every minute of it and learning so much here in my second year. So just wanted to say thank you again for your support of myself and my career goals.
I'm currently researching melanoma and breast cancer in the lab of Dr. Neil Ganem in the DeHode Breast Cancer Research Center. I am deeply honored and thankful to have received the Jean E. MacPhail Scholarship this year. The fact that you are supporting cancer research and my training as a physician scientist means the world to me. Thank you so much.
I wanted to say thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Samuelson and the Tauber family for supporting me through medical school. I am so appreciative of your generosity, and I'm really grateful to be a recipient of your scholarship. Being in medical school has been such a dream for me, and I am so excited for what the future has in store. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your generous support, and it means a lot to me that I have people rooting for my success.
I'm making this video to express my deep gratitude towards Dr. Shobanian and Dr. Scott for supporting my education. The financial burden of becoming a doctor has become larger now more than ever, so I'm so thankful for your generosity, which has helped alleviate some of that burden and has helped alleviate some of that anxiety and worry that comes with a burden like that. Right now, I'm trying my best not just to become a good doctor, but a doctor that will honor your gift. Thank you again for your kindness and continued support of me and other BU students.
I wanted to take a moment out to thank the Abbott family for your exceedingly generous contribution. It really means a lot to me to have my medical education supported in this way, and so thank you so much for that. I grew up in Buffalo, New York, but I had the chance to go to undergrad at BU, where I studied neuroscience and a little bit of visual arts. And I really wanted to stick around and continue my education here and stay in this community and work in this city. So it really feels like a dream come true, and your support played such a huge part in giving me the ability to do that. So thank you so much.
Hello, Dr. Scott. I wanted to thank you so much for your kindness. It's really been quite a time, to say the least, to be learning the practice and art of medicine. But this past year has really reaffirmed my commitment to medicine and my desire to become a physician. I have wanted to become a doctor for the longest time. I feel so lucky to be here in medical school. I couldn't be happier with where I am right now, and really, none of it would have been possible without your generosity.
Hi, Dr. Chen. Hi, Dr. Hancock. Thank you so much for your continued support during this time of COVID. I know that the pandemic has affected everyone very differently, but I'm very grateful for the continued financial support towards my education. I've just started my third year. I'm currently on my first rotation in psychiatry, and I'm definitely enjoying it. Third year is definitely a lot more fun than first and second year, and I'm enjoying the clinical learning a lot more. So just want to say thank you for your continued support.
I wanted to say thank you so much to the Baxt family for their generous scholarship. I'm from a small town in central Pennsylvania, and I'm the first person in my family to go to medical school, so getting a chance to go to school at BU has been really amazing. Although I enjoyed most of my rotations during my third year, I really fell in love with family medicine. So after I graduate, I'm hoping to go into a family medicine residency somewhere in the Northeast and hopefully ultimately work for a community health center.
At BUSM, I've been able to find my Latinx community through the Latino Medical Student Association. I've been able to explore different interests and specialties that I see myself going into via clubs and activities. And I've also been able to create memories and form lifelong friendships. And none of that could have been possible without the generosity of the Gajetan family. Without your support and your donation towards my education, I would not be where I am today, and BUSM could have never been a possibility for me from the start. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you to the Tauber family for your support. For me, as an older medical student, it's been a long journey to get here. And for that reason, it means a lot. In the future, I'm excited about studying psychiatry and helping those with mental health concerns.
Thank you so much to Dr. and Mrs. Roman for your support. I'm a fourth year applying into general surgery, and as I'm reflecting on my journey, I'm feeling incredibly grateful for being able to come to Boston University, where I've met fabulous mentors in surgery and joined Socially Responsible Surgery, a group dedicated to promoting health equity. Without these experiences, I wouldn't be the person or the student that I am today. Thank you so much for your support of BU medical students.
I want to thank the Parisier family for funding my scholarship and allowing me to spend the last 3 years at Boston University School of Medicine. My time's been hugely influential, from learning to interview patients to working with the underrepresented through socially responsible surgery. I'm now a fourth year student, and I'm looking forward to applying into urology this fall. Thank you so much.
I want to personally thank the Christian Bond family and the class of 1955 for your generosity in funding and supporting my medical education. I'm the first one in my family to graduate college, and thanks to you, I'm one step closer to my dream in becoming a doctor. And during this unique tough time, I want to send you positive energy and virtual healing hug to wish you stay well. And once again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support truly means a lot to me. And hopefully in the future, I can pay it forward and help other students just like you have.
Dr. and Mrs. Golami, I can't thank you enough for helping me pursue my dream of becoming a doctor. I spent 5 years applying to medical school, and without your support, it was a very real possibility that I wouldn't be able to attend such an amazing institution. Though times are very challenging, I'm incredibly thankful for every moment along my journey. Thank you again.
Thank you again to our students and faculty for sharing the impact of your generous support. 28 years ago, the School of Medicine established the Chester Keefer Society to honor those who support the missions of the medical school. Dr. Keefer was recruited to Boston University shortly before World War II as the Chief of Medicine at the Massachusetts Memorial Hospital and Director of the Evans Research Department. As the U.S. entered World War II, penicillin was in very short supply. Dr. Keefer chaired the National Research Council's Committee on Therapeutic Agents, which determined which civilians could get the very limited available penicillin. For these significant contributions, he was awarded the United States Medal of Honor and the British Medal of Freedom. Post-war, he became medical school dean, where he enhanced cutting-edge research in infectious disease that continues today with the National Emerging Infectious Disease Laboratories, or NEDL. Our strong foundation of infectious disease research and a safe place to work on live COVID viruses on our campus in the NEDL facilitated the ramp up of our COVID-19 research. Our faculty published more than 1,000 COVID-19 publications. With the 26 new members who we welcome today, the Chester Keefer Society will have 380 members. The new Keefer Society class of 2020 includes Marianne and James Blount Jr., Alan Brody, David and Eve Edelstein, Geraldine Feldman, Daphne and Lawrence Foster, George and Helene Hines, Betsy and Robert Horan, Clinton and Betty Josie, Reshma Kewalramani and Abhijit Kulkarni.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Reshma Kewalramani, and I'm the CEO of Vertex Pharmaceuticals. It is an absolute pleasure to be here with all of you today, albeit virtually. A bit about me. I'm a graduate of the BU Combined 7-year Liberal Arts Medical Education, or SMED program, a nephrologist by training, a physician, an executive, a mother, and a wife. I'm sure I don't need to tell you what an amazing place the Boston University School of Medicine is, indeed Boston University as a whole. But I hope you'll indulge me for a moment. It was truly a special place and a charmed time in my life. At my time at Boston University, I had the opportunity to experiment, to try new things, to explore my interests. And yes, it was hard work, but it was really fun as well. It wasn't until I left the Boston University School of Medicine that I fully understood the importance of community, the value of programs, and the significant role that the school plays in training, developing the next generation of medical professionals, many of whom start their careers right here in Boston. It inspired me to give back in some meaningful way. I wanted to ensure that more students from all backgrounds had the same opportunity I had been provided to pursue a career in medicine. I decided to endow a scholarship at the Boston University School of Medicine for these reasons. I specifically wanted to support women and students who are underrepresented in medicine, because now, more than ever, I think we can all agree that it is absolutely critical we do everything we can to build a diverse, inclusive, and equitable society, working with our educational institutions and carrying through to our workforce. This is something from which all of us can benefit. I appreciate the opportunity to join today's event and look forward to working with more of you in the times to come to support future doctors, scientists, and medical professions. Thank you so much.
The Keebrick family, Ruth Mormon and Sheldon Simon, Zain and Samar Obaji, Joel and Nancy Rothman,
Hi, I'm Joel Rothman, Boston University School of Medicine, class of 1975. Medicine has been the exact right career choice for me. It has been intellectually stimulating, personally satisfying, and financially rewarding. I have many great memories of this school and my time there. It's hard to believe that the years have passed so quickly. It has been a blessing to be able to donate to Boston University and to the School of Medicine, and hopefully make life a little bit easier for this generation and the next generation of medical students. Graduates from the Boston University School of Medicine can be likened to a chain link fence that stretches on and on. I will forever be proud to be but one link in that chain and help ensure its continuity. Thank you.
Albert and Debbie Rosenthaler, Ralph Sacco and Scott Dutcher, the Samowitz Foundation Trust, Barry and Marguerite Seeger, Marion Vita, Andrew and Murda Yee, Larry and Sue Young, the class of 2021 includes Ronald and Janice Corley, Gordon Darby, Daniel and Glenna Mohali, Martin and Judy Rivkin, William Shields, the Shushan family,
This concludes our program for tonight. We want to thank you all for joining us, and we hope that next year we can meet in person in our usual locations. Great food, great company. Thank you, thank you, thank you for supporting the school, our faculty, and particularly our students. Good evening, and thanks again.